So this is the Friends call for May 5th, 2022. And Emmanuel, why don't you go ahead and just do whatever report out you care to do, and we'll, just invite in questions. And we, of course, may have other people dropping in as well, which will be great. And so go ahead and share.
First, I must say I'm excited. I'm happy. It has been a while before this Friends call today, and joining in and seeing you, Larry, Tom, and then Barbara and Ingrid. It's so cool. It has been so a while, so I'm so happy, and thank you so much for joining. We had a really brutal drought for the last 2 years. Fortunately, this month, 2 weeks ago, we had some rains, and these rains were enough to plant and the crops to germinate, but it's not enough to make it grow to maturity. So after planting and seeing the seeds have germinated, all our hearts were blossoming, because we see this is the beginning of having food. So the rains have not yet come, but the area, the environment around has completely changed. It is very green now, it's getting very green. And this is a very good moment, because we say, even if we still don't have food, but the animals have food. The animals have water to drink, because there are some areas where water stayed, and in the forest and within the community. So animals, at least they have water to drink. And this has been a very huge relief mentally and psychologically for the people who are having keep taking care of the animals as part and source of their livelihood and getting food. So already that was a relief, and now we are praying for more rain, so that we can have the seeds that we planted, they can grow to maturity. So we are very glad and appreciate the rain that we had, because it was very hot and very dry. So now, at least the rain that came, it cooled the soil, it cooled the hearts of the people also. And I think now people are getting along with in their farms, maybe weeding for the crops that have been. So that is one thing that we really see has added life to the community, added life to the soil, added life to the trees around, because the color of life, the green color is there. At least you can see it is there. So that is about the rains. And we managed to plant almost 2,000 seedlings of trees within the center. And the children are very happy to water. And those trees that we already planted, I think they are now 1.5 meter high. They are growing. So already we can see there is a green within the center, and that is really, really cool. So that is about the drought and the situation currently regarding the growth on the planting, and that we really had to comply or go with the situation as far as the rain were concerned. So now it's not hot, it's not dry. Still, it is when you dig the soil, at least you can still see there's still some moisture in it. So that is also something good. At the center, for now, we are now we have started the full calendar year for since the COVID interruption, we are now getting like towards the full calendar year of learning as per the government curriculum. So on the 26th of April was the starting of the new year for going for the academic as per the government curriculum. But what we did was that all the children that we had and those who managed to do the national examinations, and they are now transforming from the primary level to secondary level. We could have 18 children who did very well, and they were now transitioning from the primary to the secondary school. And they normally, when they did that, the schools, we have 3 categories of schools. One, we have the national schools, where all the children who go there are those who have maybe higher marks. And then we have the provincial and county levels. So most of our children get the provisional. I think two children got the national, and then second group got the provisional. And I think all of them were in that 2 categories: the national and the provisional high schools. So we received all the invitations and the money that we need to pay to all of them, 18. So all of them, we were to pay like $34,000, $34,000 or $35,000 for all of them for 4 years. So we had to share the word to friends and try to see how we can do fundraising or fundraise for them to go to school. So there was ideas from different friends. Some said, okay, maybe if one wants to host one child, another one wants to host one child. We accepted that and say, okay, if that might be working well, then it's cool. Then we maintain keeping the money for individuals, and also seeing if we get them together, then we can send them all together to schools. And as we speak now, we need to pay for them all, but we already received the money from people who hosted like 2 or 3. But then the family that has been supporting the higher education since 2019, since 2020, 2021, and now 2022, they said that, okay, if people try to take the children and sponsor them, that will be good. But if time come and maybe we still don't have people sponsoring, then the remaining we are going to support them to the high school. So we have Chris and Allison from the Portland, or from Portland, Oregon, and we had 2 or 3 people who had volunteered themselves to support the individual child. So we had 15 whom we are still looking for support, but fortunately all good. Chris and Alison devoted to support, to pay for all of them. So now Chris and Alison paid for the 15, and 3 were also paid by other people who had volunteered. Maybe they didn't have much money, yes, but they can support one child. So we brought that money together, and now we are, I think as from tomorrow, we will be disseminating all the monies to go to the different schools. So now we are like, now for the fundraising for the children to go to high school is done as we speak today. What we need to do is to disseminate tomorrow all the monies to the different high schools where the children will be going. So we must say we were lucky to have those all friends who were devoted to support the children towards that. But we still say that it is still very expensive for supporting all the children. And I feel the most sustainable solution for this problem is to upgrade, to have the high school, like to have a secondary school within the locality, so that when they finish, they just go there and we continue. Only we have to have the staff, it's who will be taking care of this, because right now, since for the last like 3 years, we have almost used like now almost $100, $100,000, which can build a very good classrooms, and also pay for the like 1 year for the children, to pay staffs to do that. So I was thinking like, yes, we need to have every year for them, we need to pay for the high school. But I think if we could also consider having them just upgrading from the center to the high school already, that will be supporting them, will be even more cheaper and even more sustainable for the children to be able to continue to learn. And I think that was one of the ideas that I had in regard of the high school. And if we can, already the community gave land, like 33 acres for that project. If we will able to do that, then the land is already there for that. So that is regarding the children high school. And for the children that we had now at the center who are continuing, we have now the boys in their dormitory, and we have the girls in their dormitory. Now they have the opportunity to also taking care of the soil, in terms of during the day they plant trees or they water the trees, and at the same time they also try to take care of themselves. So since we had the rain, it's not very dry, then the children are really supportive in terms of protecting and caring the planting, and also taking care of the trees that we have. And we have had at times like now, it rained, but still we don't have our own food yet. We depend on food that will be donated for at the center, until maybe if the rain will continue, maybe the next like the next like 3 months to come, if the rain continues, then we will be able to stand on our feet in terms of food production, because right now we planted corn, we planted cowpeas, we planted green peas, and also we planted some vegetables. So soon when the rain continues, we will have our own food. But before then, we still seek support for all friends who can and who are willing to support in terms of food. We are still looking for that. As we speak, we received the money for food from IPG that was donated. I think this money will take us maybe this month of May and month of June, but maybe July and other times we may need to get more support. So I speak this so that we all be aware of what is happening in terms where we are in terms of foodstuffs, where we are in terms of the high school, and where we are in terms of the local of the life within the center as at now. So we still have the pigs, and we still have the chickens, but now it's almost, the chicken are getting old. They're almost 2 years now, and maybe we will need to change to get another bunch of maybe 500 birds, or if we maybe want to add more, then we can expand another chicken poultry house. We can do that and expand. But this has been very helpful for, especially during the drought where we did not have much vegetables. The eggs from the chicken were really helpful for the children to support in getting the protein that is required. And also the pigs have also played a big role in terms of providing meat for the children, and life has been at least smooth for the children in terms of their own health. And the center has remained, since the 2-year drought, the center has remained a very place where life-giving commodity like water was available. We were not able to do irrigation, yes, but we were able to save lives with the water that was coming out of the borehole. We had a breakdown of the borehole, and we needed to have a new pump, but at least we got the new pump. We got also a backup generator to back up the solar system. If it's not working well, then the generator is taking the power, and this has been working so well. And since that time, the borehole is still giving water, and it has been the source of water for the community. As we speak, in April, the farthest people who could either walk or use piki was coming from 40 kilometers away just to come to the center to get water. And this was so touching. And seeing also the animals that are like cows and goats and sheep from the community coming at the center just to seek water was one of the most touching. And then I was like, wow, maybe nature predicted these hard times and difficult times to save the lives within, that the borehole was found and was working at that very time. So we found ourselves at the center. We are like, yeah, all of us life sharing, life savers at the same time in terms of water sharing. And it is this year when Jessica came up with the idea that now, because of the source of water that we have, then we have open access to our land. Many people and also animals come to the center. So some they normally come because they are used to come to get water, but at the same time, it is the same place where we want to grow our own food. So we said, without creating conflicts with the people who we have been supporting or we have been providing water from the getting water from the center, maybe we can make a fence where we want to grow our food in terms of irrigation. Then we are not exposing our place where we grow food to the animals that do come at the center. So at the same time, we will be providing the water, but we would have fenced a small area where the animals will be kept close. They get the water there, but they cannot go everywhere within the land. So that was an idea, and I thought it's a good idea also for protecting the crops when we start doing irrigation. Also, this year we think it was on March, towards March and April, between April and March, we had Jacqueline and Yamila, who are pioneers of the Amadeluna project. The Amadeluna project is we are making sanitary towels for reusable. That is reusable sanitary towels we provide for the girls at the center, and also within the other schools where girls cannot access this very important commodity. So we make them, and then those who bought in the shops are very expensive, at the same time not environmental friendly, and not all children can afford to get this. So during their their monthly, then some of them, they don't even go to school or to class. They remain side because they don't have the proper sanitary. So we share this with them, and what we make, we share with them. And this has been a very helpful project also to the young girls within the locality and within the neighboring learning institution. This year, they came up with another idea of making reusable pampers for babies. So with we learned the women, the young mothers who are not employed, and they could come and learn how to make these pampers for babies reusable, and they were so nice. But they came at the peak of the drought, and how people were really suffering and traveling from different far areas to come for water. Then we came up with the idea of having a second well. Why the second well? The second well would provide the use of water within the center and within the community. But the existing well, we can use it also to grow food for the center, because when we grow our own food, it's even cheaper than buying the food. And I think it's cheaper and even safe for the food that once we grow our own food, the children have that connection to the earth and to themselves, to that cycle of growing food. I think very, very important for the children and for all of us. So the survey for the second well was done, and the second well, it will cost like $30,000 to drill and make it come out. But this is not yet, it's without the power system, like the solar system is separate. And they said they cannot give or budget for the solar panels until they know this time the water, they say it is 230 meters deeper. The last well was 200 meters, but this will go deeper, 230 meters. And they say they don't share the same aquifer, so they have different aquifers. So the second borehole will not affect the performance of the first borehole because they share different aquifer. So that we said, in fact, they said we are rich in terms of underground water within our land, within the area of the center, because they found different ponds with water, but they said this one had the more groundwater. So they picked that, and we said, okay. So that was now the start of the new project to be fundraised for the new well. So maybe for now, I want to say what is now happening at the center is that children are now like in two groups. One, we have the group that will have been staying for the center for 8 years before they join high school. But now with the new curriculum, we have a new curriculum from the government. They call it competence-based curriculum, CBC. They say the children will be having 6 years in the primary school, and then 2 years in junior high school, and then 3 years in high secondary school, and 3 years in university. So now we have those who will go until grade 6 this year, and then we have those who will go until grade 8 this year. So this year there will be 2 national examinations, one for the grade 6 and second for the grade 8 who will be joining the secondary school, and these who will be joining junior high school. We also had added 2 or 3. We added 3 teachers because in the last year we had 17 teachers, but the number of the children was 284. So with the number of teachers were smaller than the children. We right now the 284 now less 18 who went to high school. So we thought it's good to make the ratio of the children and the teachers. So we added 3 teachers who was helping the children. We were also required to have the accountant who will be separate. There will be the finance department and the teachers, so that the government want to see the proper recording and accounting done. We have been doing this. I've been doing this myself all these times, but now being much in fundraising, being much in the management and directorate of the center, they said we need to have an accountant who will now work on that so that that role can be done by another person. So we got one. So that means our salaries went a little bit higher, and that will be effectively as from the month of May towards July until the end of the year. So that maybe if you have any questions, but that's the much or little I wanted to share. And thank you so much for listening, and I'm open for questions.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Good to hear the news from everybody. Yeah. So I had a thought about the second well. So you need $30,000 just to put that up, and then extra for the power system, the solar. How much would that be, the extra solar?
We cannot determine it right now until they know the amount of the water pump, the submersive pump, how much power it will need to bring the water out. So after that, they will give the quotation for the power system. But to rely on the previous well, when we did the well maybe last, in that was 2017, we did it for 22,000 US dollars, and then we after that we get like 17,000 US dollar for the water pump and the solar panels and everything to put that. So it was like 39 altogether for the previous well. So maybe if this will be 30, maybe if that one will be maybe coming also to 17 or 18, maybe we can say it will be like 48,000 US dollar. This just me, my words. What is right and right quoted is the borehole that I may share the report and the cost, everything after this. And I think maybe Larry, I sent this to you.
I'm not sure, Emmanuel. I've been on the road so much, I've lost touch with.
Yeah, I know I shared, but I can share it again to all of us.
Right.
But that is only the cost for the drilling. The other amount I've been just thinking regarding the previous borehole that we did. Maybe this time might be higher because of the things have really gone, prices have really changed, but still it may not have such a big difference, because the previous borehole was 200 meters. This one is 230 meters. So I think that might be the reason why we need 30, because it's 29,900. So I just made an approximate of 30,000.
Right.
And do you have a time frame for that yet? Are you hoping to accomplish that in a certain amount of time? I'm just thinking about raising money for that. Yeah.
When in our previous, our last friends call, we talked about it, and we said maybe we don't know either the rains will come fully reliable and enough to grow food, maybe not. So if not, there may be the same problem, or the same what happened during drought may happen again at the center. So we said maybe it's the right time. Maybe we do it as now to make it function, so that when the drought come, or maybe rain may not be enough, then we can change to using the water and the irrigation at the same time, not causing problems to the children and the community who rely at the center to get water.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
Emmanuel, do you remember the last cost for irrigation system last time?
Yeah. In fact, I did a new one because the first one, it had a lot of challenges in terms of we were using drip irrigation and it was very nice.
Yeah.
But these pipes, we have the mouse, the rats in the farm, they feed on that, and now was like we need very small holes, but it was made so many holes where it was a lot waste of water. So this time maybe we came up with another idea of having a little bit hard pipes that we put underground and cover, but then we have something that will be like sprinkling within a certain area of the diameter, so that we don't have competition with the rats.
Interesting. Yeah. I just at some point it's nice to have.
So the cost for the new irrigation system will be 7,000.
7,000. Okay. Any idea what a fence might cost to be able to keep the animals out?
The cheapest is fence. I don't like it much because it's just cutting trees and then putting in holes and make some wire. But now I don't want to kill the trees, so I want the trees to grow. So I came up with an idea of making like a concrete post. So when you make a concrete post, then you put these wire, and then you put the others which can not allow this. So I asked an expert to make a survey and give me how much it might cost, and he's still trying to make that, and maybe once I got it, maybe within this week or next week, then I will be able to share. But for now, I don't have the exact price for that.
Okay.
Emmanuel, what I wanted to ask you is, for the children, for the secondary high school, do you have the funding for all the 4 years now, or only for the first one? Because I wanted to also ask a few friends here.
I have the funding for the full 4 years now.
Awesome, that's awesome.
Yeah. So now what we were talking with Stage is maybe we try to fundraise for those who will join, because it's only this year. By November, we already like wanting fundraising for the next bunch of children who. So she was suggesting it will let friends and also allow people also who are able, wants to support children in their heart to go for the high school. They can do it now within themselves, but then when the time comes, then we can do it together. We can also have that. So now for the 18 children, then their fees for the 4 years is done.
Yeah, that makes me very happy. I'm grateful, Emmanuel.
Me too.
Yeah,
Me too.
I will then still use the story of the 18 to raise funds for those who will join in November.
Yeah.
Then makes it, otherwise it's too complicated when I explain now.
Yeah, you are right.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Barbara, you had sent me a sort of a draft GoFundMe kind of page proposal that I think is beautiful. And did you by chance ever talk with Barbara Colucci about that at all? Or
Barbara knows the page that I put together because I collected a few facts about the Magarini project just to make it easier for me to communicate with people.
Sure.
And like I didn't see any necessary step from Barbara Kalushka at that moment. Yeah. So what I did now is, as I said, I started a German GoFundMe page to
you
raise
did? Okay.
funds for but to raise funds for the school fees.
Okay.
And I wanted to use it for two communities that I am involved with who are very much interested in the topic of learning and education.
Great.
And then I was thinking, and maybe that's something to like discuss now, like if we would put an English GoFundMe together for the well, I don't know like which association best to use, but I could then also share this link with another person I already talked to. So I would be happy to piggyback on an English GoFundMe page for the well.
Okay.
I think it's more for the international community then.
Okay.
I think the reason why maybe you have received low response from Barbara Kaluche is that for the last months she has been really in healthy issues.
Yeah.
So she had first surgery, and then I think last week she had another major surgery, and now she's in a healing process. So maybe she has been taking it slow on her side, and maybe when she's fully recovered or fully healed, then maybe she can be able to come in with her energy in terms of fundraising. Maybe that's my thought, because that's what I know so far. And yeah.
Yes, Emmanuel, it makes sense. And also I want to add, Larry, before she went into surgery, the two of us spoke and we kind of agreed that it's okay to move on with everything, and she will be happy to support whatever is happening. So we had a little alignment there.
Sweet. That's sweet. Well, her health is obviously a concern for all of us, and yeah.
And another thing, maybe I don't know. The website is not responding. I have getting some emails from different people asking why your PayPal is not working. When you go to the website, it does not respond. So I'm not sure whether they say security alert. So I don't know how this is done and what it might be happening, but it does not respond so far. So maybe the experts can see what might be the problem.
Yeah, I'll reach out. Go ahead.
Who is administering the web page, by the way? I was wondering that as well.
Monroe was, I don't know if you've met Monroe. He's a local friend here. And then he was stepping out of that role. And I believe that was getting passed on to Barbara as well. And maybe Astrid.
Yeah, Barbara was involved in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Astrid is still, so she is not in a health situation or something. So I think Astrid should be reachable.
Okay.
I think so. And also we had Anna Simeon from Canada, who has been hosting or paying for that until most recently she sent email that she will be going to university to learn, so she will not be able to pay for that. And also the Nori who programmed before, I think there were two layers with Monroe, and then Monroe with Barbara, and coming up maybe with a way on how it will be functioning. So I just wanted to share that because I know many friends or many people would like to check in and see what might be happening in Magarini Children's Center.
I also just try to get into the website and it says it's not secure, the certificate has expired. So just to know that too, that I was not able to get on to the website.
Yeah, you are not alone. Also, Okokon is one of our board members. He raised that as a concern. That it's not working because sorry, because there was his nephew wanted to come to Magarini Children's Center as like an intern. She's learning from university, but now she wants to have a practical learning to come and do internship at the center. So she was given the website link, but she did not manage to go into it and learn what we are doing exactly. So he wrote me and said that was also a concern. Maybe we would need to check.
So I'm wondering if, I know Barbara's recovering. I'm not sure how available they are, whether we should pay somebody just to fix up the website. What do you think?
I was thinking exactly the same thing. It seems like the website has been a problem for a number of, for this past year that I've been involved, and that it's not being complete, and now it's in real trouble because people can't log on. And in today's day and age, it's one of the primary ways of people access you, and particularly if we're looking for donations. I'm almost thinking, do we need to raise money and hire a professional and get this done and get it done, right? Or, I don't have any contacts, where I live, there's a school of design, and I'm sure there's plenty of very bright people who would know how to do this, but I don't know how to, access it at this point. But I can ask a few questions about their ability to do something like this. But I'm concerned that, water is a priority and food's a priority, but if we can't communicate with the outside world in an effective way, I think it's hurting our ability to raise money.
I like that, Tom, and building on your idea. So if you would find like a student where you live in the design school, and I wonder if that person, Emmanuel, could partner up with one of the high schoolers at Magarini, assuming that we will be able for more kids to have access to digital computers and so on. This could be an amazing opportunity for self-empowered or a more sustained way of communicating if you have that know-how also directly in the center. Would you see a kid there with a little bit of talent in that direction? Also with Instagram and everything, there are so many more options now to share ideas.
I think you are right. We received a donation of like 12 computers, and we have not yet installed them because the room has not been done. But last week we received money from One World to do the table, and now we are making the tables, and I think I will need to travel to Nairobi to bring all these machines, and will be installed, and we have the Wi-Fi, so it will be, now we will be able to identify the talented people towards technology, and then they can work together with the people from other institutions in terms of designing.
Yeah, I like that. Is there already a person available who helps you with the installing? Because I was thinking of asking a friend of mine if he would be interested for a Kenyan adventure, but it only makes sense if like if there is still a need on the other end.
I think that will be very helpful, and what we need is maybe to know once we are done, and then his or her availability, and if she can donate her effort and skills and love to what she will be saying to the children, why not?
Yeah, so in case I find someone, Emmanuel, I will put you directly together in contact with my friend. I think that makes most sense then.
I think that would be so helpful.
In the meantime, because it feels to me somewhat urgent to get the website up and running, I'm happy to put out, an email to my contacts, see if there's someone who knows about web design who can help, see what it would cost. And then I can let you know, and we can find the money for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So just in terms of the historical flow of this process, because I think it would be great to find somebody new, but Monroe was stepping down, and at the same time then I believe Barbara and Astrid were going to pick it up, and then Barbara's illness came along. And meanwhile, though, I should have administrative access. So also I can try to step in and see if I can't get that fixed, and maybe I can get Monroe to come in if he's available and help me at least get it up running.
At least for the certificate, right, Larry?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then historically, the other thing that was going on, and sort of where we're at with that, is the need for content. And so but that's another story. So
but here maybe like really I see, Emmanuel, like you have the computers now, but if there was really like, I don't know, a content producing role or a kid or someone in the school who could pick that role up, then there could perhaps be more content on the midterm, something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is great. That is great. I think also Astrid is she's traveling now, maybe traveling from Italy to Munich. So maybe that might be the reason why she could not join. I think so.
I sent her a quick email just asking if I'm making her aware of the web page problem as well.
Okay.
I'll reach out also, and we'll see if we can't get this fixed, as quickly as possible. So,
Okay.
I'm going to have to leave the call. So
Okay.
I'd like to say, great connecting with all of you today, and wish everybody the best. And I'll make a few inquiries to see if I can find at the Rhode Island School of Design, see if there's some section or department that they deal with web design, and explore that a little bit, see if I can find some resources there too.
Okay.
In the meantime, if we still need to raise money for food, hopefully another email will go out. And again, that was another problem too, because I don't use PayPal. And so it was, a delayed thing of sending a check to people and then kind of thing. So,
Right.
But anyway, thank you. Everybody take care.
Thank you,
Bye.
Tom. Tom, let's
Thank
touch
you.
base this week.
Okay.
Thank you.
Great. Thanks for jumping on. I want to throw out an idea too. Randy, I thought Randy was going to make the call, but he's not on, but he had the idea of trying to find like 10 people who would be willing to and able to donate like $3,000 each. And saying that he would be the first to, to seed that fund. And so I'll talk with him this week about that. And but that was one idea, to try to quickly raise at least the funds to get the borehole going. And then we have these additional funds we'll need to raise too.
I like that very much, that idea, by the way, Larry. Sorry for not responding.
Oh, no,
to
that's
you.
fine. Yeah.
And I just wanted to like add, if you still want to do it via GoFundMe, also the big funds, then I would still be happy to, as I said, piggyback on it and share that
Okay.
link also for smaller fundraisers
Great.
that I have in mind.
Okay. Thank you, Barbara. I really appreciate it. I really appreciated your sending that draft page to me as well. I really thank you so much for doing that.
Yeah.
And I do hope to talk to Sage this afternoon and catch up with her and see because part of the problem in the past has been interfacing with International Peace Group and IPG. As Tom says, for people that don't do PayPal, they sort of get in there and they don't like it. And if I'm spearheading a fundraising page and everything's going through IPG, and I have friends that are donating, I don't necessarily know they're donating. And then I can't say thank you to them, and that feels awkward to me. So I'm trying to figure out how to navigate that.
I have asked Sage to keep a list of the donations that come in and the people who donate. And she says she's just not able to do that. Her mind doesn't work that way. So I'm wondering if there's another way we can somehow keep track of that, because it's important to keep in touch with donors.
Yes. Yeah. I'm glad you said that, because I didn't know that. And but that's exactly the problem I ran into in the past. And then I started using another nonprofit, but then they decided that it didn't fit their mission. This was Lead Feather and so on. So that's the question too. Is there another nonprofit that we could use for the US piece? We've got One World Dresden for Germany, Europe, and then how can these two pieces interface as best as possible? So it'll be interesting to talk with Sage, and we invite in maybe some other group that would be interested, that wouldn't take it a high percentage if they were to host it.
Okay.
Right.
Well, this is helpful, and it was a great report, Emmanuel.
Yes, amazing.
Very thorough and full, and I will reach out about the website and look to see if we can't resolve that quickly.
Thanks, Mary.
And then also I'm anxious to get going on the fundraising for a well, because it does seem that water in this, getting Magarini food independent again is critical.
Yeah.
Times are not going to get any easier. It doesn't seem globally. And Magarini represents a vision of a more peaceful way of being together in the world. And,
It's amazing. I just want to say how touched I am, Emmanuel, about how you are so much supportive of the whole community, and that, you know, that's a great vision of mine, that people can live that way in support of each other. So I want to appreciate your vision there. Wonderful, very touching.
yeah.
I will speak to some of my wealthy friends and see if I can get them to donate $3,000 each. That would be
That's great.
fantastic to get
Yeah.
that off the ground. Yeah.
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 That's great, Ingrid. And I'll send out an email with a link to this recording to our donator list that I have, and try to also seed that idea in that email. So, okay.
I was wondering one last thing, Emmanuel, on the web page, when it still worked, I also subscribed to an email list. Like, who is able to send out emails via that list?
There is a mail chat.
Yeah.
So we mostly at time we prepare like quarterly newsletters, and then we could share. And Ingrid and me, mostly we do that. Maybe this time we have not been able to do because of what has been happening on the side. Yeah. But that's how we really bring out all our friends and supporters and visitors who can be able to be in touch with the center.
Yeah, I like that. So maybe we can also at one point organize a friends call exactly for that group, and maybe do that also in connection with the water project, something like that. Came up that when you send out the next newsletter, maybe there is a funding option, and then we have a call or give people the opportunity to come back somehow, those who are on your email list.
Yeah, you're right.
Beautiful.
Okay.
It's okay.
Anything else here for us today?
Maybe just on my side, I'm also, I don't want this to be like a surprise, but I'm vying for the local seat within our community. And that means I'm in for the general elections is happening on the 9th of August this year. So we are now we were in the campaign mode in the first phase with the political parties until March and part of April. And then I was elected for the political party and got the nomination to go to the IBC. So now we are in the second phase of the campaigns and working, submitting papers also to the IBC. But this is also the concrete moment where we need to be more available and visible to the community. And this is not my first time, by the way. This is my third time. I had the dream in 2013, and in 2013, I vied and we were 12 people. So I was really motivated when I was number 3 out of the 12. So I said, okay, mine is that I meet with the community, and that was my first attempt. So I said I will. In 2017, I also joined again, and it was really tough. But what also motivated me is that from number 1 to number 2, was also, wow, now maybe one step to one. So this time now I'm really like, I want to go for it for that position. So maybe some of my friends and my people who has been asking like most frequent questions. They ask me like, oh, why do you want to get into live politics, and what is your motivation? And I say, I've been a farmer for most of my life now, and I've been also trying to build peace and solving conflicts. So when I joined DDI, I came up with the thesis that I wrote, like peace, conflict, and politics from the soil. So my thinking here is that we need people who can connect people to who they are, because for me, I feel we have been, every day we are growing separate. The distance is always increasing. We don't know much of ourselves because we go on our thinking and telling, but I feel if people can, we can create an environment where people, they can be attached to their own self and nature, then it can be the beginning of themselves renewing their power as humanity, renewing their potential in terms of livelihoods, and in terms of growing and protecting and taking care of the soil and the environment at large. Because I feel life without trees, life without protecting the trees may not be life in future. So I thought if the political leaders or the political leadership can come up in this direction, at least to create this environment, then we could create a huge change, not only in the environment, but even in the hearts of the people on how they can work and fight for themselves in connecting with nature, in connecting with how they can protect and take care of the soil as they take care of themselves. So mine is to create environment where people can live to the fullest potential, to create a healthy, peaceful environment for all to live to the fullest potential. What potential? Grow their own safe and healthy food organically, and promoting all sustainable means of livelihoods. Trying to bring all vibrant groups of community like women and youth to come up with projects that can improve their livelihood in terms of their economical status is concerned. And another issue is there are some, like the issue of water problems, and this has been persisting for many time. And I thought maybe, okay, how can does the government provide such needs? But I realized there are the government also, through the political leadership, has an assignment and assigns some money, but because of corruption and I think mostly corrupt leaders have been not thinking of the community, but thinking for themselves. So I want also to change that, not to fight, but at least to create an environment where people can feel that they can work for one another and remove that or reduce the gap of selfishness within the leadership. That's why I opt to get in, but I think in 2013, very little people understood me or get to understood where my vision is.
Mhm.
And in 2017, I feel the number of the people who understood me increased. And
Mhm.
now I see it has also been even more, my vision is now rooted right from the people themselves because of living with them, staying with them, sharing the difficulties and learning from them and being open for them to learn from me and also learn from them. So that's why I got into this life politics.
Super.
Oh, Emmanuel.
Do you
Fabulous.
have my
Emmanuel.
voice?
You know, the saying, third time lucky.
Can you please become also active in local politics here in my town? From Emmanuel here as well.
We'll take you here too, Emmanuel.
Wonderful.
I think it is possible in terms of once you connect with the soil has its own way of communicating to the right people. And I think when you, like, we come here together today and sometimes small, sometimes big groups, sometimes small group, but I think there's something that we share that is common within us. And that's why maybe we are here, because with that reason, then we are creating the change. I can, my ideas, your ideas are also sharing here and also being shared there. I think we are creating a space of where we can try to build, we are building the future together, because I think the needs for connecting to nature is required. And I think most of the areas now, or people in leadership or in political, now they are, what for me, what they really is, they are using, if we can start to open up our hearts and let people also listen and feel one another with their hearts, not using mind, because our mind totally brains the power of the heart. And once you hear of the big and famous dictators are those who think their mind is right, everything what they think in their mind is right. So the heart is no longer felt, and that becomes dangerous because we don't connect and brings to our high point of humanity. So once we lose the point of humanity, then it is becoming even more dangerous. But once we go down to earth and embrace healing, natural healing, and embrace natural being, then all this, I think that is the best politics we might need in the world around.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. Beautiful vision. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Friends, I'm going to need to go. I'm sorry to slip away. Lovely to see you. We'll be in
Ingrid,
touch.
great to
Thank
see you.
Thanks.
Thanks for
Bye.
being on.
Bye.
Bye.
Hello, Emmanuel.
Hello, my brother.
Well,
Will you continue recording, or you are going to stop?
I can stop it here.
I think so.
I figure out how to do it.